Hello everyone, I'm Miss Memento and I'm the developer behind the horror game The Dancer's Lullaby. If you read the title or saw the thumbnail of this video, you will see that this video is very different from the rest I have in this channel, and that's because, it says on the title, I'll be answering all of your questions you left me in the Discord server. I was going to say social media, but I did not find any questions there, so enjoy your lunch, get a snack if you're not eating right now, and let's get to it. What's the hardest and easiest character to draw? If you have played the demo of my horror game on Steam, please, you have probably noticed that all the characters have their own thing going on and, you know, unique designs. I don't have a script for this, I'm so sorry. When creating characters for the Dancer's Lullaby, I try my best for the characters' design to be unique and stand out by themselves. And when it comes to the easiest character to draw, for me, it's Rhodey. Rhodey was the first character made for the Dancer's Lullaby. Her design is very simple compared to the rest of the mentors, monsters, and anything else inside the game. And now when it comes to the hardest one to draw, it's Cascabel. Well, not Cascabel. When I draw Cascabel, I have a lot of problems getting her face right because I don't do well when my characters have patterns in them. Cascabel doesn't even have a complicated pattern in her fur. It's very simple, but it takes me more than an hour trying to draw her correctly. But now if we talk about like the hardest, like the most hardest character for me to draw, because Cascabel, I can try and I can get it right like after 1-2 tries. The character that I can never draw correctly are the dolls. I cannot draw the dolls. I don't know how to draw them. They have a reference sheet and I cannot draw them right. I drew them once and I wasn't able to replicate that. I don't know why is that. If you have seen in my social media any art pieces that I have of the dolls, there's a 50% chance that I had to put the sprite on a layer and, you know, trace over it to get her face right. Like I can't. Do you have a favorite or least favorite character in the demo? The demo of this game had so many characters, so many content that is like insane that it's just a demo. I'm glazing myself right now. My favorite character in the demo, it's gotta be Alien or the Lycanea. Those gotta be my favorite characters in the demo. Alien because she appears a lot in the demo and I had a lot of fun, you know, drawing her character, making her theme. It's like everything about Alien. I loved it. And it was really fun to work with, actually. And Eileen is one of those characters that allows the player to know more like about how this game is going to be. Like she's like the mentor with most content in the demo. It's like, I don't know, Eileen for the win. And the Lycanea, that it's the entity that appears in the market at the city of Coma, I like that entity, that presence, because of the design, purely because of the design. I hated coding that thing. I did not enjoy coding it, but I love designing it. But now if we talk about like my favorite present in the Dancer's Lullaby in the demo, that's gonna be the amalgam, because it was fun to code, kinda, and mainly because of the theme. You know, the hell, it's real and its name is amalgam. I really like the theme of the amalgam, but now if we talk about my favorite theme on the Dancer's Lullaby, that's a whole another answer for another question. So yeah, favorite character, Alien and the Lycanea. What doll had the most interesting storyline to write? Oh, how do I answer this without spoilers? Oh dear. Okay, for those who don't know, in the Dancer's Lullaby you can play as 3 different personal dolls and the 3 of them have different storylines. I think for the demo of the Dancer's Lullaby, the most interesting storyline to write was the second doll storyline. Because here you get to meet Alien, but also you get to go to the normal wall, and in your way there, the player gets introduced to obviously the inventory and all the basic stuff, but also to the main mechanics in the game, like the audio thing, like left, right, and the quick time events, and also exploring and solving puzzles and finding keys. Is like the second doll storyline is the most complete and really close to what the full game is, kind of. And it's really interesting because the normal wall, there's lore in the related to the normal wall. There's a lot of stuff, really cool stuff related to it in the full game, and it's like the normal wall is the most interesting part in the demo that you get to explore, because then there's also the city of Coma that you haven't explored that fully in the demo yet. There's the Hallows ruins. You don't even get to explore that at all in the demo, you just get to the entrance. All the places in TDL are very, very interesting, but the most interesting one to write for the demo is gotta be like the second doll storyline. Was there anything specific that made you want to be a game developer? The money. There's a lot of things that happen in my life and to me that make me want to become a game developer, and the reason why I write the stories I write and all this stuff. But the main reason why I became a game developer, it's mainly because I love creating for people. I like others enjoying what I make. Like I learned how to make music. I went to a acting school and I started doing voice acting. I really love drawing and writing and all that, like all the things related to art, like that was my thing. And I really enjoy when others like what I made. Like I really like when the people, friends, classmates, like they will like my characters, they wanted to know what happens in my story and stuff like that. And I became a game developer because of course the money. Okay, stop. With game development I get to make these worlds where people can interact with them, enjoy them, and like I want to leave a legacy of games, of stories that people will remember for a while, even after I die. It's like not getting too sad or depressing here, but like I became a game developer, not thinking about like the money or stuff like that. I thought about it like in a very emotional way. In like I want my stories to live for me. I want people to enjoy my characters. I want them to enjoy playing my games, and like I became a game developer to create for others, to give people something to play, characters to love, music to listen to. It's like basically I became a game developer because of a very emotional reason, and because I want to get to live doing what I enjoy, creating for others, for people. Yeah. What aspect of the game do you go to when you're tired of working on other stuff? I'm going to assume that by other stuff you mean other stuff related to TDL, because if you guys know me, I also work on things unrelated to my horror game, and when I get tired of that stuff I usually go play games, But anyways, usually in TDL when I get tired of doing something I go to code stuff. And then here's the thing, I usually get very tired of drawing. You guys know I draw everything on TDL and it's a very exhausting and tedious process. And when I get tired of that, I go to code stuff, and I usually code the story or any variables that I need while making the story. But when it comes to coding, I never skip things. So like if I gotta be 2 weeks coding something, I'll be coding that something. I'll never skip to something else, because if I skip it, my ADHD goes crazy and I forget about it. A lot of errors come out, and I don't like working like that. So Girl, what do you do when you don't like coding? I I I cry. If I'm like really tired of coding and drawing, I usually go to make music, or I go to talk to the co-creator of the game, June, my girlfriend, and we start like, brainstorming like stuff for the story, and usually that. But like, I'm not someone that, I don't know, if I'm tired of working a certain level, let's call it, I don't I don't go ahead and work on something else that is not related to that, because I don't work well when I start skipping through stuff. What character was your favorite or hardest to write? Well, we already talked about favorite stuff, so the hardest one to write is surprisingly Rhodey. Rhodey is the easiest one to draw, hardest to write, because I gotta admit that at first I made Rhodey with no personality whatsoever, and until this day, I still find it really difficult to write her sometimes. Like, I'm still trying to get her character right, because like characters like Eileen, Cascabel, Belladonna, is like, those characters were really easy to write. Like, Eileen loves you, like she's very sweet. Cascabel fucking hates you. Belladonna is like, she's cool. Edith also is like, she's fine. But like, Rhodey is a character that's like, how do I write this woman? But yeah, not trying to make the answer very too long, oh my god, way too long. Rhodey is the hardest character to write. Have you ever at any point considered dropping TDL? Nope, because I really like creating and making this game. I did drop out of college though. Any plans for what's after TDL? Yeah, I do have a lot of things planned after TDL, and hopefully if the game goes viral, then even more stuff in that list are gonna be possible, so yeah. Do the dolls have insides, or are they hollow? When I started making the game, I also had that question, and the answer is that they are completely hollow. Favorite movie? My favorite movie is 9, directed by Shane Acker. And those are all the questions. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the questions. This was really fun to record. Sorry for, for the umps and, the pauses. I do not have a script for this. This is I know. What? This is my first video without a script, so sorry for that. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all your questions. This was really fun to record. Join the Discord server in the description and play the demo of the Dancer's Lullaby on Steam. En mis momento, bye. Can you do a Q&A video? No.